we call it episode 7, right? Friday's best anime. Very good. I love this anime. It's very entertaining. And I think this episode has to be finally about Hina-Chan, right? Sensei, hot arrow sensei, right? And it has to be. And I'm happy about that because it's been such a long time since we have, how we say it, have seen her, right? It's been so long since we've seen Hina. And I'm just really happy about that because she is clearly supposed to be the main rival to Ruben's sister, right? It's clearly she's the main, those are two main girls. We had Momo and Mia now introduced as well, that's episode, right? But still, right, the sisters are clearly the main rivalry, and they are sisters, the same family, so all of that makes sense. The narration really, like, points at Hina being either the end goal or at least like the second, out of four, right? Whoever it ends. But so far, she's been very eye candy, very not focused on her, I feel, since the whole affair thing. So she's been kind of gone because even if Mia, even if Momo's to do, Rui, her sister, still got a lot of moments with the main character. She had like, oh, I'm sick, and take care of this one, yeah. But he now is eye candy, reduced to that. So I feel that this episode should be very important to getting back into her in his life, right? Yeah. So that's very important. Seriously, very important. Anyway, let's start watching it. So 3, 2, 1, and go. But yeah, but I think it's very important that Hina-Chan gets to make a beach episode. Maybe some more fan service than probably. Given most animes, usually there's a lot of fan service when you go to the beach or the onsen. The onsen episode! Black Clover next week! The onsen! But usually, yeah. Oh, even a biker license. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, so click a beach date here. Very. Finally, Hina-Chan is gonna have some moments with to grow, right? Yeah, but she really needs that. And I said it like 3 times already, this, but she really needs that. Like, I stopped. Like I said 2 weeks ago, I was like Team Momo over Team Hina for me. At this moment, at this junction, until this date, right? And hope for this date that it's gonna be like, oh no, I see Team Hina, yeah. So don't misunderstand me. It's not that I want to be Team Momo. I don't mind being Team Momo, but I mean, I'm Team Ru, of course. But yeah, I am definitely Team Imoto-chan. Yeah, by far. But I mean, if I had to, right? If I had to pick of not her, of not Rui, I would definitely, I really want Hina to be a competitor. You see what I mean? I want Hina to be a competitor. So this is probably gonna be my favorite episode. From a narrational standpoint, this is probably gonna be the best episode. Yeah, from given the storyline right now because, yeah, she's been out of the loop. So I think that's really good. Live chat done, yes. Best that, yes. Throw it up there. So it's home. Yeah, we just released our game today. So I have some game keys for that matter, but yeah, I released a game today and my latest gamer. So it's been a lot of stuff over time as well. Anyway, anime time. Oh my. It's always really good in anime. Everything's like, oh my! Food is never bad in anime. It's either really bad, so you're like, oh my god, tentacles, yeah. It's either in that level, right? It's like, honey tentacles, yeah. Or it's like, oh my, boom, yeah. It's never like, oh, it's pretty okay. Pretty bland, yeah. It's like, when you have some girlfriend that makes really bad food in anime, just to make bland food, it's like, oh, I guess it doesn't taste anything, you eat it, and you're like, oh, okay. She makes either amazing food, or she makes food that you wanna die, right? Like this either is always very binary. It's either the best or the worst. No woman's ever made bland food in anime. It doesn't happen. If someone has a link to that, like someone like eating bland food, and they're like, it tastes okay. It literally is like, I would be amazed. Anyway, yeah. Beach time. What the size? Oh yeah. That's nice. It is definitely bothering him. There it has been one of his. Exactly. She's kind of mean, yeah. So far she's been mean to him and his sister. There was a massive cut in there. That wasn't just me, right? There was like a massive cut in the middle or whatever. But yeah. It's like some clipping or whatever in the video. Not in my video, I mean in the anime. Exactly. Great point. That I've been saying too. It's not kind of like, you know, daughter like father thing there. Yeah, but like also her sensei, right? So she kind of likes the sensei. Yeah, my sensei. He's like, wait, you dated your sensei? I see. Now it's gonna probably motivate him to be like, wait a minute, she's okay with sensei-student relationships. Ooh. Okay, a random guy doesn't study. Okay. Yeah, she's getting jealous there. Yeah. She's one of those girls, a Dansho girl. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. No. Okay, she's probably in the bathroom now, right? It's like straight up a scene from Bimogami. This is exactly how Bimogami starts. First scene in Bimogami is exactly the scene. But Ichiko just laughs at them and is happy that they hate her. That's the he's like, yeah, they hate me! I am the best! That's what she. And here instead it's sad, right? No one is. Oh, here's Sensei coming. No, he's like, oh, a young girl, eh? Man, this is how you get. This is even creepier. Think about it. He's like, this is how I get little girls. Yeah, this is how I get my young girlfriends here. I went truly quiz them. This is some kind of this. Come on, I can't be the only one. He's kind of like creepy now. He's like, this is how he got his girlfriend. He was like, oh, when truly quiz skills. That, yeah. This is kind of weird, but still though. And then he quit, right? And they started dating after he quit, I guess. Yeah. But he also was her teacher. So it's like he was sensei again later on, and then I did him. But for him though, it should be like, wait, she should dated her. I mean, again, right? He should definitely be like, oh, she's open with dating her sensei. So if it was all the way around, right? Yeah, I mean, in that sense, this definitely is easing his, his goal here. It's like, oh, yes, you can. Well, not her, but maybe him in a way though. But you can name them both. She still know he's married though, even though she's fallen in love with her sensei. If we ignore that he was her sensei, he was still married and so on though. So she still had an affair and that thing's happening there. If we ignore the sensei part, I think that's almost worst in a way. As her mother also got cheated on, that feels like almost worse, right? In a way. No. I wrote a book about you, Sensei. Oh, man. Oh, I've been in love with you, Sensei. Oh, he says it. Oh. Just after she's like, I love my Sensei. It's like, I love you, Sensei. Oh. Oh, the circle's complete here. No, it's your time to love back the other way. As in a romantic way. It's like, yeah. It feels like she's kind of brainwashed in the sense that she dated her sensei, and then when she's a sensei, she's very gropey and very like, oh yeah, yes, yeah. She's very touchy on her students, right? So I feel like in that sense, she learned it from her sensei how she should be in the flirt with the students. You have to kind of say that she's, oh, okay, this is a weird romantic play. What? Oh yeah, that was the plan, yeah. The fact she was doing the plan there is like, yeah, let's kill each other instead of dating your sensei and sister and brother. It's like a weird play here of testing him. Ooh. Ooh, I feel you could be like, let me do this thing. Yeah, I don't know, it's kind of weird. A hug. Okay, so he's going for the hug thing. I don't know what he's trying to do here. Romantically hug her, or is it sibling hugging her? It's confusing. Yeah. Keeps calling us sensei, of course. Is it calling her Hina-Chan when he gets back then? Oh, it's a weird... Both have that beach brandy, and we are like, we have to buy these t-shirts. We can't just go there. You have to be like, yeah, we went to the beach together. Oh, she looks sulky. Well, that's too little for the weather, of course. I have to buy new clothes. That makes sense. This is gonna read a novel now. Will he charm her? His love letter to her here. I have to say, I loved his play there though. That's like great, the perfect timing there. She gives him like, I love my sentence, I love you. Yeah, that's the perfect timing there to mention that I also love, my sensei. It really was perfect in that sense. Like, she couldn't like in any way tell it, oh, it's wrong, you can't love me, I'm your teacher. You can't say that there, yeah. Like, she has to just accept it, like, okay, that's fine, yeah, like, I understand where you're coming from, literally, so... It really worked for him perfectly in that sense. Kind of forced her into accepting his love there. Not necessarily, accepting being, whatever his girlfriend, but that he is in love with her, yeah. Kind of like accepting, crushing her without having any way of being angry at him, right? So it's like, yeah. Ooh. Oh, she's jealous still, I guess. Not sister he wanted, I suppose. She's just jealous. And she talked to the bartender last week, right, about how she's in love with him. And he's like, I'm just, you're clearly in love with him. Yeah, I'm still Team Rudo though. Yeah, I am. Like, Team Hina here went... Like, finally Team Hina felt went positive for him. Team Hina jumped from like 50 points to like 500 now. But Team Ru was already like 1,000. So I feel like while Team Hina currently is like skyrocketed, right? It was still so much... It was like this before, and now it's like this, I feel. Like, she really... Hina got closer, but yeah, Ru's has such a big lead. And she's going for it again here though, so... Oh man, she's cute. Ooh. Oh yeah, she's going for it. She knows that they had some... she knows her big sister, right, had some weird romance there with him. So now she's like, it's my time to get my boyfriend back, right? Exactly. She's like... yeah, she knows. It's like, I better take control of the moment here. I think she's doing the absolutely right thing here, from her perspective. Episode 7 is out, man. You mean at 8? 87. But yeah, but I think her plan here, or not necessarily exactly plan details, but like it makes perfect sense. Like she sees that her sister is clearly, getting close to him, right? She's like, I have to get in the way of that, yeah. Get in here, maybe just kiss him and so on, but yeah. Nice. Team Ru! Any kind of way? Oh, okay. So I'm wondering if they're gonna do it all the way, right? Did they kiss actually the first time? I think about it. They do this in detail the first time. Yeah, nice. But I like she's a girl that takes command of the situation, right? Like she knows she has to fight for her man here. And also kind of admitting that she, likes him. Ooh, yeah. Can we like be secret boyfriend and girlfriend every now and then? Ooh, yeah. Ooh. Yeah, maybe you also like it, yeah. It's an excellent play from her. Not pushing it too far. Getting on his radar again, yeah. A perfect play there. Definitely. Maybe Team Miu now? I don't know, I mean... I guess she's gonna be a recurring character, right? That's for that episode, yeah. Library girl. It was cute last week when they brought those letters back and forth. That was a cute moment. Oh yeah, they're the writing club also. For some reason, when I hear the name, Literature Club, I think they're just gonna read stuff, but I know they write stuff, which makes much more sense as a school activity. But I think it should be called like the writing club or the art club or something, but I guess literary club actually sounds better thinking about it. But it's a little more open to what it actually means. Oh yeah, here it is. All, well. No, mom was there instead. And she's, yeah. Nice. Yes, he has too many girlfriends. That's the problem. Yeah, the first world problem. He has too many girlfriends. It's just like. And boyfriend? I mean, I said that joking last week, but I felt that Yaoi with Sensei, with the second Sensei, that feels like a possibility too, man. This guy was all in his business last week. And I'm all in for like harems, where it's like a trap and something like a trap, gender bender, and like 3 girls. That's a perfect harem. You have the mix of everything, or a foot tattoo. That would be better, yeah. A mix of everything. That's the best kind of harem. Oh yeah, like you're a teacher, so it's almost kind of unethically for her to help me. I know the answer, so I shouldn't help you. Yeah, this almost feels kind of unethically because she's also the teacher. She might know exactly what they're gonna be asked to, right? It's almost a little bit. Ooh. Some low punching here. Oh, this other girl. Who knows what you're doing, yeah. Oh yeah, the kissing thing. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's drunk again. maybe sensei getting yellow now. That could have backfired on the Ruder, yeah, mentioning that he's another girl there, yeah. Definitely could have backfired for him, I feel. Or for her, I mean, sorry. I'm waiting for the next woman to enter his bedroom, right? Yeah, we just had her last night, and she's probably coming here like, okay, we have a kiss. Oh, is he going with her? Ooh. She's singing this, yeah, it's like a siren calling for her. Okay. It's another weird fan service moment here with Sensei. Yeah. Man, she's eye candy all the time. Yeah, Hina is always the eye candy. She's always like, oh yeah. He's like, damn. I'm only a man after all, yeah. I said this looks really weird though. This is some hand stuff here, yeah. That looked really weird. Okay, she's seeing dreaming for her sensei. Still in her mind here. Like this angle now, like what is anime doing? Like, okay. I know she's gonna be like, oh, kinda embarrassed that I had my rear end at the door here, yeah. Kinda embarrassing. Or she may be doing it him. Man, this feels like the most typical hen manga now, right? Where the only son of the mother sees this and then she's like, oh, so my fan may be watching me. Well then, I'm in. Oh, if he's in, I'm in. Yeah, like that is suddenly turned into like Neverland. It's like, wait, why is it like a horror movie? Why is it like, you know, Promised Neverland suddenly? It's like dramatic hiding places here and being afraid of being stabbed or something. Or being sold away. It's what is happening? Like, what was happening? That was super over dramatic, I feel. See, this is her reference. I knew you were up yesterday, yeah, like, oh, I knew you did yesterday, yeah. I guess. Big shame. It's just like, yes, we have to be a proper club with good points, a panda and everything. Good student. Yeah, okay, Momo was a good student. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, like Momo already wasn't the best student, right? She was really the top student. So of course he would have failed at least. But man, that moment, that was some hentai stuff there. Yeah, that was like, it was that kind of genre from Hengaka instead. They definitely would have done it there, because either he would enter the room, right, or she would be like, oh, so he wants to do it, and she'd be like, then he's fair game, or she would enter his room instead. Yeah, so yeah, very borderline here, very etchy, but not all the way right. Yeah, but still though, man, he is always eye candy. He's always that fan service girl, right? Always getting some good angle sits in her and so on every episode. Every episode, it's like that with her. But at least, I think the episode, as I mentioned before in watched it, that I was sure was gonna happen. That it's like, how would I say it? At least she feels way more important now, because it was such a big need of having her be focused like this, right? She really needed to be, okay, like, why would he love her when they have no romance scenes whatsoever, right? No, they had a big one. So I would say until this episode, it felt like, oh, it's just loving his sensei, and it's because she kind of flirt with him and she's kind of hot, like, yeah, like it didn't really make any sense. Or it made sense in a typical, I am like a teenage boy, so of course I want to, do my hot sensei. Like it makes sense at that kind of level, but it was kind of like it didn't build up the romance, because this is not supposed to be just like, okay, he wanna have sex with the sensei. More like, I wanna marry my sensei. Yeah, you see what I mean? It's supposed to be more love than just physical attractiveness, right, so to speak. So I felt like this episode was very, very important. Okay, let's review it. Domestic Yokani episode 7, Team Hina, right? Okay, Hina is she's finally in the competition. No, but really, because I said it last week, right? The Team Hina felt like, I know it's a lot of people. I think, okay, I want to say which team has the most people agreeing with it. But basically, I think it's clear to me, at least, from the manga readers, that they're either in Team Hina or they're in Team Ryu, right? Not so many are in the other, like Team Momo and Miyu. And the general narrative structure, it is very clear that the two sisters are the two main love interests, right? And they're also sisters, and they live with him, and there's all the family thing and so on. And the first girl he has sex with, and the first girl he falls in love with, and all that. So it also makes so much more sense if it is one of those two girls. They clearly have the more interaction, and the more drama, the more narration, the more build up, all of that, right? So it has to be between those two, more or less. Like that's kind of how it feels, right? But until this episode, I said that last week as well, right? Until this episode, I really felt that Team Hina was losing tremendously hard, because she never had any scenes. She just had like, oh, here she is sleeping, and we can kind of see her, yeah, or like, oh, here she's singing, and we kind of see her rear, yeah. Like that last scene when he saw her in bed there, that's a pretty good scene. But I mean, most episodes in this episode had used those kind of scenes, right, with Hina all the time. Pretty much every episode pretty much one of those scenes with her, but that was all they had, right? So she was like literally, before this episode, she was just purely the typical, okay, here's a teenage boy, hot teacher, nice, yeah, this is that, right? But here, they finally have some romance, so I think it's a very good episode. The most important episode, I would say, from building up the general rivalry, especially for building up Hina, the obvious thing. That being said, though, I think a very, very strong thing, while not necessarily why she would win over Ryu, but why she could win at least, or why it actually more like why would it make sense of him dating his sensei. That definite answer here. I mean, we already know she dating Shu and he was a teacher, kinda, but now she even explained it too, of course, to us the viewer. Yeah, to like, oh, I was loving my sensei, which I met when I was your age, right? Because previously it was kind of like, did she fall in love with him during college or during senior high school, so on, right? It wasn't really clear. Maybe I missed that out on that, but we know they dated when she was in college, right, or university, or whatever it's called. But now we see she actually clearly fall in love with him or crush on him, right, when she was his age, right? We had the main character age. So that is a big difference. Yeah, sure, she dated Tessa later, but she clearly had what he has, right? She had a crush or was in love with her sensei when she was in senior high school. So that is a big difference here, right? Which was, as she explains, I really loved the moment, because as soon as she finished her backstory to him, it's like, oh yeah, I love my sensei Shu, let me explain why. And it's like, oh, he was my sensei when I was your age. He's like, I love you, sensei. It was a perfect play there, because she explained to him that, oh, I wanted to, seduce my sensei, and he was like, oh, I want to seduce you. So it really was like, oh. And then her answer is like, so you mean you love me in a romance? We're like, yes, I do. She's like, yeah, I see. Huh. Like, because I felt like she really kind of put herself in the corner, right? She kind of painted herself in the corner there. And she's like, I need my sensei because that's pretty cool, right? Because she was like defending herself while she was dating her sensei. She's like, okay, I dated you then because you kind of see it's a good thing. She's like, yeah, I guess I do. So then it was complicated for her there to, of course, avoid being like a hypocrite. She had to agree with him that, no, okay, that's fine, but I'm your sister, so we can't do it, yeah. But it's like, well, I'm also your older sister now, so I'm sorry, boy. Which kind of her defense later on, to put him in the water there, And she was like, well, let's go back. If you can't, do the whole this pack thing, then we should go back to the shore and be, a family, right? So yeah, she was more on the sister-brother level there, I feel. Which definitely is a hurdle, of course, for either of the sisters to get by, of course. But at that moment, though, I felt like the whole sensei student thing, he clearly won that thing, right? Like, clearly won of them, conquered whatever you call it, right? He clearly got over the hurdle of dating your teacher, because she was like, that's the best thing I ever did. He's like, oh yeah, best thing you ever did. Wanna twist all the way around? Yeah, so I mean, she definitely got kind of cornered there. I was like, yeah, but sister thing, so no. So that was really good. So now he has to kind of, I guess, convince her more on the family matter, right? Yeah, more on the family matter. And that scene, though, man, that was a scene, right, where the main character is the protagonist is like accidentally sees their old sister or mother or whatever, right? And it's like, oh, and yeah, sees some weird scenes, and then she's like, oh, you know what, watching that scene? Maybe we could do it. Yeah, like that. Well, man, that felt very typical of that kind of manga, right? Yeah. So, and I would definitely, if I would read into it from that perspective, but less ecchi and more, yes, ecchi, but less hen, I think that he definitely, that scene was very important, but I would read this thing, and this is coming from reading way too much dirty stuff in my life, right? When I was a kid, when I was young, no, but come on, and like, because she definitely pretty much, how to say it, accepts it, right? Not in the maximum way, but it's kind of like, as soon as he comes down the next day, it's just a typical mother thing there in these kind of storylines, when she's like, oh, so you were up late last night? And he's like, well, I mean, studying. Oh, I see, studying, that's good for your health. It's kind of, it was definitely that kind of weird, typical thing, right? Where the Hina-Chan or the mom is like, oh, I see you like late night studying. How? I appreciate that. Yeah, that kind of thing, right? It definitely was kind of like pointing to that kind of dialogue there, which is like, I know what you saw yesterday, and I'm fine with it. Yeah, that was kind of like, I think it was heavily implied, extremely heavily implied. If it was, I would say, a less manga, an anime, not about this topic, it could be anything. But in this context, I felt like, I think she know that he saw it, and I think she's liked that he saw it. So yeah, so that's also very much Team Hina, right? And I do feel that he's kind of shipping her down, though, in that sense. Like, it was very important for the romance stuff today, that they did the beach dating, and then they, of course, she spent with the sensei. So that was very important for that point. But the bed stuff there also definitely points to her accepting him as a, on more the physical level, right? Yeah, she said, oh, I could do that. Yeah, like, it's kind of like that. So it's vastly skyrocketing for Team Hina, definitely. So now Team Hina is by far the second strongest. Coming to this stuff. Okay, so Team Hina went from, I'll have like a point system. I kind of have like what's in my head, right? But let's say that Team Mo was like 50, me like 30, and Hina was like 20 for me. She's like 200, right? So she's 10 times her points. So she's extremely much preferred over those two. But I will still say this though, and people can like, oh, Team Hina. I am still a Team Ryuk fandom. I am, because one thing, it's kind of like looking at when you balance a game or something like that. If you balance a video game where the worst character in the game gets like, oh, but she's double the strength now. And it's like, well, she had the worst strength before, like 4, and everyone has a 10 or more. No, she has 8. That's still the lowest. It's kind of like that, where sometimes you see in the games and they do this weird stuff, right? When they improve the worst character, right, or the worst bunch of characters by like multiplying their value. But it has so low values, it doesn't really limit up anyway, right? And it's kind of a feel here with Team Hina, in my opinion at least. She had a very low value compared to Ru at the first episode, and she was like 10 times multiplied. Like seriously, she's like skyrocketed. Like really, really did. So like 200, whatever. But in my opinion, in my humble opinion, Team Rue was at like 400 or 300 so before. She had a massive lead, in my opinion, like a massive wingspan lead, right? And no, Hina's like, but it still is this bit left, right? It still is like the bit left where, in my opinion, Team Rue has like a 50, 100 point, extra points, right? Which Hina, of course, can win in the end, but I mean, she like got much closer. But I think that Rue is still winning it, because if there's one thing that Team Rue has going for it, especially this episode again here, right, is that there's always a scene with Hina-Chan, the sister. Yeah, she always has a scene. There's always something with her. In this episode, it's about Hina, right? So Hina gets like 15 minutes of the episode. It's 15 minutes, but the other 5 minutes is for her. If it's for Rue. Maybe like 1 minute for, I guess, for Miyu. But like, Miyu had like 1 minutes, Momo got nothing. Momo had like one scene, like, yeah. She had like one comment, basically. But, well, yeah, I don't know, Yuri, but that's kind of what I feel. I'm not worried about it. I'm more like, Hina is really... I still feel like the anime, if anything... Even how much, unless Hina gets this kind of, development and relationship with him every episode, then she will go past Rue, in my opinion. But it has to be that, because, again, right, it's always like every episode, I see, that's objectively seeing it, though. I also see more objectively how it's structured. Each episode always has a Rue moment. It's always like, here's an episode about Momo, but Rue is sick. So it's like a 5 minutes of that, right? He says about Miyu, but Rue is... Yeah, it's always like yeah. So it's always like, here's Hina, but also Rue is kissing him in his bed. So she's always getting like a roughly 5 or more minutes episode, yeah. So she's the one that has like constantly getting like a 50, 100 point per episode of romance points. She always gets that like, she's like the slow, not even the slow build up. It's more like, Shop she has like a massive point increase, right? But she also has a very good minimum point increase. Yes, I would say that, yeah, the Rue moments are much more wholesome. She's like, oh, I kiss you because it makes my pain go away, and I think you also will be happy, and we can be happy together. And Hina is like, oh, you wanna see me when I'm new? Yeah. Hina is way more like, oh, you like that, dirty boy? Where, yeah, she is much more wholesome, definitely. But I think that regardless of, they're very different, which is great. But I think it's still, though, just that in each episode that built up more and more Miyu, Rue also got a lot of build up. So I think that that's the, at least in my perspective, it's the anime telling me she's gonna win. Because they never forget about her, right? It's always like, oh, here's this character, but also Team Rue. It's always not that, yeah. They always throw her in there for like at least 5 minutes, yeah. She's always getting an important scene every episode. So it feels like the author, I haven't read the manga, right? Because the author has like, always like at least one page for her. Like an important page for her. Yeah, so she's always getting up there. But sure, I think the Team Hina now, it's much more valuable, right? And I'm happy that, because it's so clear to me at least that it's supposed to be about between them as rivals and not so much the other characters. But she didn't really have so much build until now, right? Yeah, well, that's a good point. Okay, last point I want to mention, as I started with Hina, from this anime perspective though, I haven't read the manga, but from the anime so far at least, I think it's interesting that the whole, I don't know, the very cute puppet thing, that was a little freaky when Shu is like, oh yeah, young girl, that was a little creepy. He's like, oh, a young girl that likes me, yeah, that was a little weird. But if we ignore that, yeah, Hina feels she feels a little weird, right? Because I said it earlier in the episode, I don't know, 3 or 4 so, I like that she's very she's very flirty with her students, right? Which I really like, because even if that's kind of like, I guess it's kind of a little weird, but it makes so much sense that she's a little, too close to her students, right? Generally, and she's very, very young, right? So it makes sense that her young adolescent student be like, whoa, Sensei's pretty hot. It makes sense, right? I mean, I remember when I was that age, we would all discuss, who's hot the Sensei and so on. That is typical, boys do boy stuff, right? And also males, and also both the females, both genders, of course she says that, yeah. And then she's like really flirty, so all of that, right? I think it's great, but it's kind of a little weird how she almost a little trained right by Sue was like flirting with her. She was a young age, he was a young teacher. She was like, oh yeah, girl, yeah, he's doing all that stuff, right? And she was doing all that, right? And then when she's a teacher, she's doing the same thing. So it feels a little predatory in that way, like her older man sensei that trained her to be his girlfriend is doing the same thing, right, to Natsu, and also kind of older students as well, but especially to him. So that is a little weird. It kind of feels a little like that, like yeah, like she got a little bit, trained, and she's like, this is how you're supposed to do it, and then she's like also doing it to her student, and so it's definitely her fault that he's in love with her to begin with, right? In that sense, like for real, right? Not the typical, oh, she's pretty hot, but like more like, oh, I could have a chance with her, yeah. So it definitely feels a little bit weird like that. But anyway, yeah, I'm probably gonna read the manga when anime ended, because I very much doubt you get season 2. No, not because it's bad. I love anime, but season 2 for this kind of anime, it's a very low chance from for so many risks, right? Which I want to cover here right now. But basically, if this anime has a second season, it'll be like a year, probably a lot more years, right? It's probably a very low chance for that. Maybe. I don't know what the manga says, but I was thinking that these kind of romance animes, they're mainly done right to promote the manga. So the manga has to really sell out well. The manga has to sell, a lot right to get the anime to take it. Maybe it will, but I feel this kind of anime usually don't. Which is sad, right? Which is sad. Usually the shonen animes get like, the shonen anime, but they usually get tremendously a lot more sales. It's about the Okana, right, in the end. But yeah, so chapter 220. I probably will read it when the anime is over. Probably like a binge read, which is great too. I usually do that after most anime. More girls say. Okay, I like that. Okay, I like that. More girls. But anyway, the segue then is the more harem girls. Very good. Segues, I'm gonna go and watch a special Asuka-chan now. So even a few minutes, then it's live in that instead of the I don't know, magical girls with killing powers. Not a very romantic anime. Anyway, hope to see you guys in that live reaction. Have a good day otherwise, and after Asuka-chan, I'm gonna watch Boogie Pop and also Hina-Chan Sumo, right? And tomorrow, like Kagura Samsung. Anyway,